Today, we're going to dive into one of our most precious resources, time, all through a really simple but honestly a super powerful story. It's a tale of two twins who start in the exact same place but end up in completely different worlds. Let's find out why.
You know, it's the one thing we all get equally, 24 hours in a day. It's the ultimate equalizer. So how is it possible that two people, in this case brothers, can have the exact same amount of time and end up with such wildly different results? That's the big question we're digging into.
All right, so let's meet our guys, two twin brothers, Sonu and Monu. And yeah, they might look the same, but as you're about to see, their habits, their whole approach to life, they couldn't be more different.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got Sonu, the planner. This is the kid who wakes up early to study, figures out what's important, and just gets it done. Then on the other side, you've got Monu, the classic procrastinator. I mean, he wakes up early too, but to go play. He's always pushing work off with that classic "I'll get to it later" mindset.
Okay, so let's see how these totally different approaches actually work out in the real world. We're going to zoom in on one specific day, a Sunday, and see how the small choices they make end up shaping their entire week.
So, listen to Sonu here. When his dad asks him why he's studying, his answer is so clear, so precise. He knows there's a Hindi test tomorrow and an English project due in 2 days. He's not just randomly studying, he has a plan and he's already on it.
And then there's Monu. His response is basically the procrastinator's anthem, isn't it? I have the whole day. Ah, that dangerous feeling that time is infinite. It gets us all into trouble, right? He's putting off the important stuff for the instant gratification of just playing around.
So let's look at how their Sunday actually plays out. In the morning, Sonu's hitting the books while Monu's outside with his friends. By the afternoon, Sonu's chipping away at his project, and Monu, he's watching TV. So by the evening, Sonu is feeling prepared, relaxed, while Monu hasn't even cracked a book open. You can see how every little choice just stacks up.
And right in the middle of all this, their father drops this piece of timeless advice. It's almost like a warning, you know? He's saying that if you don't respect time, you're going to regret it later. This really sets the stage for what's about to happen.
And that brings us to the consequences. Because every single choice we make, especially about how we use our time, leads somewhere. Sunday is over, and now, well, it's time to face the music.
And the results are exactly what you'd think they'd be. I mean, this chart says it all. The very next day, on that Hindi test, Sonu's score is way up there, a direct result of his hard work. And Monu's score? Predictably, it's way down low. The evidence is right there in black and white.
But it's not just about a bad grade on a piece of paper. The consequences start to feel really personal and pretty uncomfortable. Monu ends up getting called out by his teacher, right there in front of the whole class. Ouch.
And the heat doesn't stop at school. When he gets home, his mom lays it out for him, making that painful comparison to his own brother. She connects the dots for him. You keep putting things off, and that's why you're always falling behind. Man, that's got to be a tough thing to hear.
Okay, so this brings us to what's really the most important part of the whole story. This is that teaching moment where their father breaks down exactly what went wrong and, maybe more importantly, why it went wrong.
But check out Monu's first reaction. When he's faced with his bad grade, what does he do? He blames bad luck. He's not looking at his choices, he's looking for an excuse. This is such a critical moment because he's totally avoiding responsibility, which is a classic trap for any procrastinator.
But his dad is not having it. He cuts right through that excuse and names the real problem. It has nothing to do with luck. It's procrastination, that habit of just pushing things to tomorrow and hoping for the best. And that, he tells him, is the single biggest thing holding him back.
So he boils it all down into a few really powerful rules to live by. Use your time well. Don't put off your work. But here's the biggest one, the real mindset shift. Stop depending on luck and start making your own luck. Wow, that idea right there is a total game changer.
So after the bad grade, the criticism from his teachers and parents, and that dose of hard truth from his dad, does the lesson finally sink in? This is it, folks. This is Monu's big turning point. And there it is. The light bulb finally goes on. Monu gets it. He takes responsibility and makes a promise. And it's not just about doing his homework. It's about respecting time itself. And now he has a new motivation, making his family proud. This is the moment where things actually start to change for him.
It's such a simple story, right? But the lesson is so deep, and it applies to every single one of us.
Which kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. What's that one thing you've been putting off? You know the one. That task you keep telling yourself you'll do tomorrow. What if, just for today, you decided to be a Sonu and just start?